What's up guys? This video we're going to break down the 7 weird traits that researchers say make men more attractive. I'm going to give you my 2 cents whether I think these traits are legit or full of shit. Alright, so this video was inspired by an article that came out in Everyday Health. It says 7 weird traits that make men attractive. And written by someone called Chris Liadis, MD, right? So again, just because a doctor reviewed something or doctor wrote it doesn't really mean shit. I find that when it comes to attraction, quite often the medical community, the mainstream community, all these researchers and experts are completely wrong. But we'll see if they're right or wrong. So it says, here are 7 surprising traits that may increase your sex appeal to the right women. It says, according to numerous studies, the eyes have it. When compared with an attractive face, voice, or body odor, a large dilated pupil is associated with the most attractive in both sexes. That is because when people are aroused, that black circle in the middle of the eye enlarges. Both men and women find arousal sign attractive, even if only subconsciously. The white of the eye too is important in attracting the opposite sex. So I actually think there's an element of truth here. I think that eyes can make a huge difference. And this is not only the color of your eyes, it's also the shape of your eyes. So in the black pill community, they talk about this thing called the hunter eyes. You can Google image that. But basically, you know, it's like kind of this like eye shape that looks just more like dominant and masculine, right? So I think that could help. Also just having wide eyes, you know, deep eyes as they call them, can make a big difference. So I definitely do think there's something, you know, of truth to it when it comes to eyes. All right, so let's scroll down and now we get into the 7 traits. So it says, women are attracted to a stormy mug. Women are least attracted to images of happy men and most attracted to images of prideful men. Even though we may not think of pride as a desirable emotional trait, according to a researcher, they asked more than 1,000 adults to rate the sexual attractiveness of men in various photos. Bad boys. So basically what they were saying, they're referencing a study where they took a look at men who were smiling and men not smiling, and women generally found the men who weren't smiling in the photo more attractive. And I think definitely there is an element of truth to that. This confirms the OkCupid study that said that men who were not smiling were more attractive than men who were smiling. Yes, I do think that when you're not smiling, it's a little bit more mysterious. Now, I do think that it's okay to have like one photo where you're smiling, but if you're smiling in every photo, that is suboptimal, right? You want to have more of the mysterious look, right? Like, it's not like you're depressed or you're like, you know, you have a frown on your face. It's just like you kind of have a neutral facial expression. Like the girl doesn't know how you're feeling, right? It's a little bit more mysterious, a little bit more ambiguous. I do think that can help. So yes, I think this is generally correct, but if you're walking down the street and you're happy, don't be afraid to like smile, because some girl's gonna be like, oh my God, he's smiling, I can't give him my number. Okay, second one, a healthy immune system and strong jawline have sex appeal. Okay, interesting. A strong immune system can possibly be with sex appeal. A study published found that men with high levels of hormone testosterone and certain stress hormones also have stronger immune systems and tend to have more masculine facial features as a strong jawline. A sexy physical trait. The authors of the study suggested this combination may be a way that hormones help attract a woman. So yes, I do think that having a strong jawline can make a humongous difference, and testosterone does play a role into that. I think, yes, that, you know, testosterone will also affect your voice. So if your voice is really high-pitched like this, right, chances are your testosterone is fairly low. So, but again, this is not always. Sometimes people who have like pretty high testosterone have like pretty high-pitched voices and vice versa, but generally speaking. So yes, I do think that being on TRT in of itself can make you a little bit more attractive. But then again, there are men who have really high testosterone levels who are not that attractive, and men who have like average testosterone levels, they're crushing it with the ladies. So this is not as much of a big deal as most people think it is. Now, when it comes to your jaw, that is largely genetic. But yeah, I do think that, you know, a strong jaw makes you more attractive. Overall fitness makes men attractive. Men with a strong chin and a strong brow are more attracted to women who are ovulating, according to a study published in the Journal of Evolution of Human Behavior based on interviews with 66 heterosexual couples. The authors of the study suggest that when women are looking for someone to mate with, there's an evolutionary attraction to strong facial features because they're linked to stronger genes. In addition to strong features, new research published found that weight may also be a factor in attraction. When women in this study respond favorably to strong jawline in men, they use thinness and fatness to cue them an overall fitness level. Yeah, of course, like no girl wants a fat ass and no girl wants a guy who's like ultra skinny. So yeah, definitely overall fitness can make a humongous difference, right? Women like a guy who has muscles, who's in shape. Now they don't want like an ultra jacked, roided out bodybuilder. They just want a guy who's very fit. So think Daniel Craig in Casino Royale or something like that. So for sure, 100% can definitely believe that. Strong chin, strong brow. Yeah, definitely can see that making a difference as well. Okay. Now this one's interesting. Good character wins points with women. Uh-oh, they had to like put in later like, okay, this article is becoming too based. Like let's put in some SJW talking points. Men described as generous won points with women who participated in a study published in the British Journal of Psychology. Women believe that these men have great sex appeal for long-term relationships or simply single date. Altruism got high marks as a good character trait. Yeah, but I'm assuming this was self-reported, meaning you ask girls like, hey, what do you think altruism is important? Of course, girls are going to say yes. But I think there's usually a big difference between what girls say they want and what girls really want. Women want a man who's honest, keeps his promises, responsibility. Yeah, okay. So this is just a bunch of horseshit. Now, I do think that good character is really good. I think you should have a good character. You should be honest. You should have integrity. I just don't think that's going to make any kind of difference when it comes to attracting girls. Unless when you're talking about good character, you mean things like charisma and humor. That will make a difference. But if we're just talking about like someone who has strong morals and values, like again, that's not going to make you more attractive to girls, at least not when it comes in the early stages of attraction. A facial scar keeps women intrigued. Although the mark on New Orleans Saints quarterback Drew Brees' eyes is actually a birthmark, it may still give him a leg up with the ladies according to research. Researchers asked 147 women to rate men with slight facial scars and men without facial scars for sex appeal. Overall, women thought the men with facial scars were sexier. That is interesting. Would not expect that, but I can see the logic. Women who feel stifled or bored can easily fall for bad boys. The movies and TV make the bad boy immature, romantic, and sexy, and the edge of danger can be a thrill. So yeah, basically they're saying if you have some kind of mild scar or something like that, that can make you more attractive. Now I wouldn't go out of my way to just actually get a scar. You're like, fuck, I want to be a more attractive girl. Psh, cut your face, like don't do that. But if you have a scar, I guess it's suggesting that it actually could be a good thing. I can see that, although I don't think that makes a big difference. A book smart side is important for long-term relationships. Women prefer smarter and more creative men. Researchers in the University of California, Davis, after asking women to review videos of men doing various verbal and physical activities. So, yeah. Do I think it's good to read? Yes, I love to read. Do I think it's good for your overall development? Sure. Is it going to make you more attracted to women? No, I don't think so. I think that it's going to make no difference. So here it goes on to say, this trend started when men like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates became rich and famous. Less attractive people are often more successful at building long-term relationships and happier in their relationships than attractive people. Being a nerd may impart sex appeal. Women perceive you as responsible, intelligent, and a good financial provider. Sure, but do you really want the girl to view you as a provider? Like that's basically you're setting yourself for a situation where the girl doesn't fuck you until the 10th date, ultimately just decides to marry you for your money, and when a hotter guy comes around, she divorces you. Like this is a common red pill talking point or black pill talking point, which I actually somewhat agree with. So you do not want to lead with your money or lead with being a provider. So yeah, I think that they're potentially right when it comes to money, but there's a big caveat that they're not addressing. Okay, a great personality can impact sex appeal. No longer is he has a great personality code for lack of attractiveness. Turns out that personal charm really adds to your sex appeal according to a study, blah, blah, blah. The study asked people to rate photos of the opposite sex for attractiveness before and after getting more information about their personalities. Photos attached to traits like being honest and helpful look more attractive second time around, and negative traits lessen the impact of good looks. So sure, I can actually believe that. Yeah, so like, a girl meets a really good looking guy and then he opens his mouth and his personality shit. He's socially awkward, he's shy, he's inexperienced, right? That takes his sex appeal down a notch. She meets a guy who's like very average and bland, but this guy's charming, funny, charismatic. Afterwards, she'll view him as more attractive. So yes, I do agree with that. Now I do think this article missed a few things, like for example, tattoos. I think tattoos are something easy that you can do that will make you more attractive. I think so that's easy one right there. Tattoos, I think good style can also make you a little bit more attractive. Status, obviously, but it's a long-term pursuit. So yeah, I think there's things like that you can use to become more attractive. But I think overall, the takeaway of this article is actually pretty straightforward. You can't really change your jaw structure. You can't really change like the fucking pupils of your eyes. What you can do is build up your fitness, right? You can, check your testosterone. If it's low, get on TRT. You can develop your game, your personality, your charisma, and all of that will make you more attractive to girls. In addition, if you want to add on to that, consider getting a tattoo and also get a really good style, and that could be a game changer. All right, hopefully you guys found this video valuable. Show some love, like I always say, by smashing the like button, hit subscribe, click the bell for notification. Let us know in the comments if you think this study missed anything and there's something else that you think makes men more attractive. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time.